On this program last night, NBC's Brian Ross reported on a growing slave trade in this country involving prostitutes from South Korea working here under the control of Korean gangsters. But there is even more to this story. As Ross reports tonight, there is evidence that those gangsters get their supply of prostitutes with the unwitting help of American GIs, and the U.S. Army does little to stop that.
For tens of thousands of Koreans, this building in downtown Seoul is the gateway to a new life. This is the American Embassy. And by 8 o'clock in the morning, at a side gate to the embassy, there are long lines of Koreans, many trying for a fourth or a fifth time to get a visa to emigrate to the United States. The one sure way to get to the head of the line and become an American citizen is to become the wife of an American GI, one of the thousands of GIs serving in Korea. And there are many GIs and Korean women who fall in love and get married. But American authorities say there is also something else going on in these streets and in these storefront offices around the embassy, something that is now creating a huge problem in the United States. Brokers with alleged ties to Korean organized crime, setting up hundreds of marriages a year between GIs and Korean prostitutes. These are some of the Korean prostitutes who have married GIs, got American citizenship, and then quick divorces, and are now showing up in the prostitute arrest records of police departments all over the United States. Law enforcement authorities say that almost half of the Korean women who come to this country as the wives of American GIs end up working as prostitutes in places such as this strip of bars and houses of prostitution in Houston.
The Army has to know.
Terry O'Rourke, a county attorney in Houston, says even though almost every Korean prostitute they arrest has come to this country as the wife of an American GI, the Army hasn't done anything to try to stop it.
The United States Army is making my streets that I'm responsible for unsafe, so I've got a problem with the United States Army this year.
This is the headquarters of the 2nd Infantry Division of the United States Army, Camp Casey, 9 miles from the demilitarized zone and North Korea. And law enforcement authorities and State Department sources say it is because of what is going on around here and at other military bases in Korea, with the full knowledge of the American military, that the big-time prostitution rackets are flourishing in the United States. Going on around here is that at night, on payday weekends, men who have been in the field all week head for the sex clubs, where thousands of Korean prostitutes are at work, often just a block or two from the U.S. bases. None of this has been put off limits by the Army, and 3 different times, Army MPs tried to stop us from filming.
All right. Sir, you need to cut that off right now, please. We don't have
MPs patrol these streets, but American authorities say they are actually run by Korean gangsters. And it is here where GIs get involved with the Korean prostitutes they marry by the hundreds and bring back to the United States, where a lot of the women go right back into prostitution.
Some of us are real suckers.
You're right on that.
You know, usually the guys that can't get married in the States to a pretty girl, they come over here and marry one of these.
Just going back to the States. That's all they want to do is go back to the States.
These confidential military and State Department documents obtained by NBC News clearly show that American officials have known for years what's going on. One military document says, quote, "The Korean-born girl and the gullible young service member are the pawns in this lucrative scheme." Another cable says, quote, "We know organized crime is involved in a significant fashion. Can narcotics or national security issues be far behind?" But American officials here say top Army commanders in the last few years have resisted efforts to investigate or to crack down on the wide-open prostitution. Major General Jack Ferris, who commanded the 2nd Infantry Division until this month, says he can't do much about all the prostitution near his camp.
I don't like it, but I'm not troubled by it.
You're not troubled? Why not?
Well, I just don't like it, but it doesn't bother me an awful lot because it's there and there's not an awful lot I can do about it.
This is the scene night after night around U.S. Army bases in Korea. Wide open prostitution. The American military seems to be in no rush to put any of this off limits or to try to stop all the GI prostitute marriages. And more, what is happening in the back streets and back alleys of Korea, the prostitution, the gangsters, the rackets, is coming to cities all across the United States. Brian Ross, NBC News in South Korea.